So picture this. In February 2026, a Stanford professor published a paper. It opens with two words, shock, shock. That professor is Donald Knuth. Now, if you know anything about computer science, you know this guy isn't someone who exaggerates. He's not someone who gets carried away easily. Hard logic, that's all he trusts. So when he says he's shocked, it means something. So who is this man? And why does his reaction matter? Let me give you some context, because this is a man who does not get impressed easily at all. He is the greatest computer scientist alive. And at 88 years old, he is still publishing. He wrote The Art of Computer Programming, a multi-volume work he's been writing since the 1960s, and he is still adding to it. Every major computer scientist alive has learned from it. He built texts. If you have ever read a science paper, it was most likely formatted using his tool. He has won the Turing Award, the biggest prize in computer science, and he is well known for being very skeptical of AI hype. In 2023, he gave ChatGPT a formal test. 20 questions from his own field. His verdict? ChatGPT was not solving problems. It was learning how to look like it was solving them. His exact words, studying the task of how to fake it. He said, AI was simply not for me. So when this man opens a paper with the word shock, which is not how mathematicians usually rate, you stop and pay attention. Here's what actually happened. 60 minutes. That's all it took. Let me give you the exact timeline. On February 27th, Knuth's colleague Filip Stappers sat down with Claude Opus 4.6 and an open problem Knuth had been stuck on. The next morning, February 28th, Knuth had already written and published his paper. So what was the actual problem Knuth had been stuck on? Imagine a perfect cube made of millions of points. The question is, can you draw one path that passes through every single point exactly once and comes back to the start? And not just for one size of cube. Can you find a rule that works for any size? Knuth had solved the smallest case by hand. Stappers had verified specific solutions by computer for grids up to size 16. But nobody had a rule that worked for all sizes. So Stappers brought Claude into the problem. And here's the part most coverage missed. He didn't just paste the question and wait. He built a clear system. Like a senior engineer managing a junior. Before each new attempt, Claude was required to document what it tried, what failed, and why. His exact words, do not start the next exploration until the previous one is documented here. No exceptions. 60 minutes, 31 explorations, 4 distinct phases. In the first 10, Claude tried simple formulas. They failed. Around exploration 15, something clicked. It saw that the problem belonged to a field called group theory. That one change dramatically cut down the directions it needed to try. By exploration 25, it had written a note to itself. Simulated annealing can find solutions but cannot give a general construction. Need pure math. It knew it had hit a wall. And then, at exploration 31, it found the answer. A clean rule that worked for any odd-sized grid. Claude wrote a Python program to verify it. Stappers ran it for every odd case up to grids of 101. It worked every time. Knuth took the construction, wrote the formal proof himself because Claude found the pattern but could not prove it, and published. He named the paper Claude Cycles. Now I want to be precise. This story doesn't need to be inflated. Claude did not work alone. Stappers designed the entire workflow. Knuth wrote the actual proof. And when they pushed Claude to solve the even number cases, it failed completely and got stuck. Eventually couldn't write working programs at all. That problem was solved days later by a different model using a more complex approach. This was a collaboration. Knuth watched it happen and named the paper after Claude, and said he needed to rethink what he believed about AI. That sentence alone, from that man, is the whole story. Here is my take. For years, AI companies have been telling us their models are brilliant. Benchmarks, demos, leaderboards. And mostly, I've stayed skeptical. Because those things are designed to be won. But this, nobody designed this for Claude to win. Knuth designed it for his textbook. He wasn't testing AI. He wasn't expecting this outcome. And when it happened, the world's toughest grader gave full marks. That's not a product announcement, that's a credential. Earn the hard way. And credentials at that level mean something. Now, what does this mean for us in India? Because for us, this is not just a story. India is Claude's second largest market in the world. And this story lands very differently when you're in the middle of it. Nearly half of all Claude usage from India is engineers actively building and shipping production software. Not just asking questions, actually building. Anthropic opened an office in Bangalore earlier this year. They expanded training data to cover 10 Indian languages: Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, and more. But here's the uncomfortable part, and I'm going to say it directly. The work that most Indian software engineers do today, take the spec, build the product, ship on deadline, that is exactly the kind of work Claude demonstrated it can do in 60 minutes with decent coaching. The Infosys TCS model built on exactly that has employed millions of us. And right now, it is under real pressure. That's not drama, that's what the data is showing. But look, the work that Stappers did is not going away. Designing the approach, knowing when the AI is heading in the wrong direction, deciding when to stop and pivot. That is judgment. That is not something Claude could do for itself. Every year, lakhs of engineers graduate from our colleges knowing how to write code. AI can now write code. What it cannot do, not yet, is what Knuth brought to this, knowing which problem is worth solving, framing the problem so it can actually be solved, and then proving the answer is permanently true, not probably true. That's the gap. And for us, that's the direction, not a threat. Here is what this all comes down to. Knuth tested AI, dismissed it, moved on. Then a single 60-minute session with the right human designing the right workflow changed that. Not because AI became magic, because the collaboration was set up correctly. 3 players, 3 roles. Knuth, the visionary. He knew which problem was worth solving. Stappers, the director. He designed the workflow and kept the exploration on track. And Claude, the explorer. It found the route nobody else had found. And all 3 were necessary. And Knuth signed off his paper with 5 words. May the force be with you. That is not AI taking over. That is AI earning its seat at the table. The world does not need more coders. It needs more strategists. People who know what to ask, when to stop, and what to do with the answer. Drop it in the comments if this one hit different. Like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with one person who needs to hear this. Every bit of support helps this channel grow. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care.